Uncle Black is what should make people excited about a Supergirl movie is not that it's about crypto or that it's about but what makes Supergirl interesting isn't the fact that she's just Superman with blonde hair. It's the
Yeah.
fact that her trauma hits different. That it's the fact that we're getting basically if Superman didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
We're getting a person who is mentally scarred, who
Yes.
who doesn't have the rose tinted glasses that her cousin has. That's not afraid to snap you like a twig and
Yep.
and and go back and drink and not care because she doesn't have the ability to care. She that part of her is broken.
It is.
That's why people fear her in the comics. That's why the people would much rather he's like, I'll take my beating from Superman. He's not gonna kill me. You know?
Exactly.
Not Supergirl. And that's what this movie needs to shine a light on. It needs to be the yin and yang. It needs to be the Joker to your Batman. And I'm not saying Supergirl is a villain. She's not.
No, she's not.
She just doesn't care. And that's what makes her such a complex character. And, now if they went like on Supergirl, and they're not going to do this because I'm pretty sure this movie takes place timeline wise before Superman.
I think it's one of those where it takes before and after.
Okay. Because what I'm saying is you could go all John Wick with it. You could kill our dog.
Boy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That'd be an angle. I'm just saying.
I know. I mean, and have her go all ape shit on it, and chase these guys. Maybe that's what this is. I hope not, man.
Do you think I'm hitting on something or something?
DC meets John Wick, Baba Yaga. I don't know, man. So I feel for the actress because I've seen articles where she's getting a lot of slack for the way she looks. She's homely. I like that about it. I really like that part. She's not this knockout, gorgeous, and not crapping on her looks. But what I'm trying to say is that I am glad that they went someone with average looks because she's supposed to be an average person on her planet. Not everybody out there is, a 10. She's a 10 to somebody, and that's perfectly fine. I don't like the fan reaction towards her.
Yeah, it's
I think that's
unjustified.
I think that's BS. I really think that that's true BS in how they're treating her, and I think you need to give her a chance. Another thing, this movie should have came out earlier in the month, not at the end of the month. I think there's a lot of competition from other things going on with movies that I mean, yeah, they put it late in the month, hitting towards July. It's kind of that time of the year where we're getting all these big blockbusters. It's that time of the year. But I think it would have shined better if it would have been March, Women's History Month.
Yeah, it could have been a lot of
Hit
marketing
on,
for that.
and I'm not saying, cash cow the crap out of this movie. No, but I think, yeah, once again, here's where I am loving James Gunn. Yet again, it only took him two movies in his universe to have a woman in the lead. Again, ahead of the eight ball, where Marvel is, we only had one, really.
And it was
And
a lot of people what it wasn't generally liked.
yeah, yeah. And then you had a series where you had a female as the lead, two of them, and they weren't that great
Well, for
either.
that, quick side note there, but for that, I think it was more the actress, not the character. I think people were not a fan of Brie Larson than Captain Marvel.
Oh, no, that's right. That was the first movie. Ha, 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 ha. I was thinking about Black Widow. My bad.
I think that was more of a Brie Larson problem than a Captain Marvel problem, but
My bad. I totally forgot about Captain Marvel. That says a lot. That says a lot. Okay, well, still, look how long it took for them to get to that point. So they have four, but
Mhm.
DC got to it first, and I'm not saying it's a battle to the race, but I think it's a matter of acknowledging women as leads, and I think DC, James Gunn, they have that right. It goes to show the balance between a woman as a lead and the capability of having a woman as a lead in DC as opposed to Marvel.
Mhm.
Great. I'm just worried that there's just something off with this movie, and I can't pinpoint it. I don't know if it's Jason Momoa as Jason Momoa because I've now realized that Jason Momoa is just. You ever seen that that picture or that coffee mug with the many faces of Vader,
Yeah, yeah.
many faces of Jason Momoa? It really doesn't change.
It's very true. He's pretty much doing the same thing he did as, Aquaman.
Yeah, and there, and I just don't know. I just don't know enough, and maybe that's what they're aiming for. We're not giving you a lot because we want you to go see this movie, and it's for all I know, I'm gonna walk out of the theater and be like, "Oh my God, this movie was better than He-Man." I doubt it. I doubt it. I triple dog doubt it.
I highly doubt it.
But but to some other people, it might be that well. And I don't know. I just don't. I'm in this. Go ahead.
My thing is, like, where Superman has to rebuild trust, Supergirl has to prove DC still could take risks. That's what
Yes.
Supergirl needs to do. Supergirl needs to take risks. They don't they need to go like hard on this movie as far as what I was talking about in the beginning, as far as what makes Supergirl different than Superman. I don't need a redemption arc. I don't need that in this movie. I honestly don't want it ever, honestly. Like, I don't want Supergirl to have a redemption where she's just like, oh, now I see your ways, Clark, and now I'm going to be all, like, no, don't do that.
No,
It's definitely
don't.
don't do that by the end of the movie.
No, I will walk out. I will boycott. No, don't do that.
Keep
Here's
her
one thing.
cynical, keep her cynical, keep her bitter, keep her mad, keep her badass.
Yes. Now, and I think I mentioned this before. You could you could totally go multiple directions with this movie or how you want to tell the story of Supergirl in this DC universe. That's what I'm kind of excited about. Or does she join the Legion of Superheroes? God, I hope so. Which means two things has to happen. She has to be in Superman Man of Tomorrow and she has to have an encounter with Brainiac. However, we see her on Candor. We kind of see her at the funeral of someone, which I'm thinking that's her mother's funeral. She should have an encounter with Brainiac. So those things have to happen. But then she has an encounter with Brainiac 5 in Legion of Superheroes, which is completely opposite. And you could then give us Legion of Superheroes movie, which totally takes us in a different direction, but in a good direction. Or she's a clone. Wait a minute. No, I'm going with the Power Girl.
Okay, okay,
No, Power Girl.
okay, okay. I thought you were going with this is like some like thing like Lex cooped up in a tube somewhere.
Yeah, it is though. It is. It is. That's the whole story of Power Girl.
I know, but like I don't want that. But go on.
Yeah, I know. I not yet.
No, that's what I'm saying. Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. But because he did it already.
That's what I'm saying. We already got that in Superman.
Well, maybe he created both. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. So the whole Power Girl is not gonna work at all. Or we don't even bring her up at all in this universe. She's got to be Power Girl could be a different version of Supergirl from a different universe, something like that. All right, I see what you're saying. All right, all right. So yeah, it's got to be Legion of Superheroes, which kind of I want more anyway. But I still a lot has got to happen in this movie, and I don't see that lots of happening.
Yeah, and one thing I wanna make sure people don't get twisted or confused. Don't confuse Kara eventually having hope with Kara being cynical. You can have hope and still be cynical. I do think by the end of the movie, she needs to have hope, and that hope needs to feel earned and not an automatic plot device because she needs to be there in order to further the Superman Man of Tomorrow story. She needs hope, but she should not lose her personality at her core.
Exactly.
There is a difference between those 2 things, and
Yeah.
this movie needs to really live in that difference. Does that make sense?
It totally makes sense. This movie really needs to deliver. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't I gotta walk out of that theater saying, "Wow, I was wrong." And I'm not afraid to say, "Wow, I'm wrong." But it really needs to be that ahead of itself, ahead of what we're thinking. And I don't see it. I don't feel it. I go to the movies and all I'm getting is the same stupid trailer. And
Crypto
I
heavy.
think that and I'm not feeling that.
You're talking about the one in the pod, and Sabrina comes, talks to her.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a spin-off of a different of it's just they threw that scene into the previous trailer. That's all they've really done is they really didn't give a and normally when and I'm not saying give us the whole movie, but you really haven't really given us anything at all.
No, and I think what you're getting at is the worst thing that Supergirl could do is make Kara feel like a guest star in her own movie. And right now, that's the vibe you're getting with the crypto heaviness and the Superman heaviness and the Lobo heaviness. And Kara is starting to feel like a guest star in her own movie. Supergirl is
Yeah.
feeling like a afterthought in her own movie. And that's one of the gripes I kind of had a little bit with Superman too, is because of the Justice Gang and all this other stuff.
Yes.
Superman and Clark kind of got buried a little bit. And the worry is, I think what I'm reading from you, and I agree, that Supergirl is going to do the same thing, but a lot harder.
Yeah, she's gonna get drowned out because did we need a Lobo or could we have gone with someone else?
I think it could have been anybody. From what I'm gathering, it could have been anybody. But like you said, we haven't seen the movie. Maybe Lobo is an extreme plot device, extreme necessary thing, and there's a reason it has to be Lobo rather than some random dude on the planet. Like there could be a reason. I don't know what that reason is, but there could be a reason other than we just want to.
Mm.
Am I highly doubtful? Yes, that there's a very good reason for him to be here, but like there could be. There could be. Just like I'm highly doubtful that you need Brainiac. I'm kind of worried that like there could be any other villain too. It just depends on where they take this story.
That's, I'm worried about that also.
Because in Superman, I think you proved that it had to be Lex. The whole story was based around that dynamic. So
It was.
they got that part right in Superman. So
They
I
did
don't
get
know. I don't know about Supergirl.
I mean, couldn't it have been Martian Manhunter?
And
Or are they looking to stay away from Martian Man?
I think we eventually do get him. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a cameo in either Superman Man of Tomorrow or Supergirl.
Yeah,
I'd be
but I mean,
surprised if he makes a cameo in Lanterns, honestly.
that would be a better placed cameo, honestly, than anything else. He's gonna yeah, I could see that happening. Oh man. I could see where that
You see where I'm
would get
cooking. You can see it. You
yeah,
got
I
me.
see what you're cooking. I see what you're cooking. It goes very well It goes very well with that storyline. How long do we have for that show to come out? August.
Right
I
on the
can't
corner.
wait.
Right
I
around the corner. And I
That's too far.
expect every week an episodic review.
So I don't know if I could wait every week. I
And maybe just one general review if you binge it all in one day. I don't know how they're releasing. I don't know if they're doing it weekly or if they're just gonna drop it.
I
I think
think
they're
they're
doing
gonna
it
do it
weekly.
really. They're gonna do it weekly, and that's gonna suck hard. That really is. And it's kind of like part of me is gonna want to watch it because I don't want to be behind, but I don't want to wait week to week for lanterns. We've waited long enough.
Give it to me now.
They were like And what for the last episode to be a cliffhanger?
Right, right.
Also,
So that comes out in August,
and
right?
all. Yeah, so here's our slate, I think, for all things DC. We have Lanterns. No, we have Supergirl.
Yeah, at the end of the month.
Then we have Lanterns in August. I don't think we have anything else other than that.
Creature Commando season 2, isn't that sometime this year? I want to say it is like late this year.
Ooh, Clayface. Isn't that still coming out? Or is that
I think that's this year. It may be this year. Does Clayface come out? And that
let
keep
me
on. Do they say that's in the universe or not?
I have no idea.
It's October of this year.
Okay. Yeah, so there was a trailer for that. I have not watched that yet. October,
Yeah, and then
then Superman Man of Tomorrow next year,
season
and
2.
then the Batman. But everything after Superman Man of Tomorrow is pretty much TBD, TBA.
Yeah. Is Clayface in James Gunn's DCU? Yes, James Gunn confirmed it. Yes, Clayface is an official part of James Gunn's DCU. So Clayface is part of our universe.
So it's going to lead to the Brave and the Bold. How long?
So we're gonna have to talk about that too. But sorry, Kara, talking about people stealing your spotlight. Let's get back on track. So Supergirl. Like I said, the worst thing Supergirl can do is make Kara feel like a guest star in her own movie. And that's the biggest fear I'm hearing is that's kind of where we're going. And I have to say this that this movie has to be weird enough to feel fresh, but grounded enough to make people care.
Yes.
And that's what we're getting at. It has to. You, this is a movie where you can have the quirkiness, where you can have the outrageousness, where you can have all that stuff. That's perfect for it. This Supergirl is perfect for that, especially this story. But there is a lot of heaviness in this story. There is a lot of death, and there is a lot of heartache, and Supergirl battling all of that. And I'm hoping what they're going to do is they're going to have Supergirl mopiness. Well, I think mopiness is a strong word, but Supergirl is like angriness and trying to work her way through the loss of Krypton and all that stuff
Yeah.
with Lobo's upbeatness and quirkiness and basically like, hey, lighten up, kid. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's where we're going with it.
Yeah. I want people to walk out of this and say, "Holy crap, Supergirl could hold her own. She could probably beat Superman given the right scenario. Holy crap, Supergirl's her own entity. There's, another side, she's not, you know, truth, justice in the, the American way. She's
She's like, I'm
Supergirl.
gonna punch your face in and ask and not even ask if you're okay later.
Yeah.
She's
And go ahead.
I'm say she's the type that like even if she's wrong, she won't admit it. So
Yeah. And you know what I want? I want them to show the same Supergirl that walked in at the end of Superman.
yes, that's what I want. You know? Thanks for
I
walking.
don't,
Thanks for watching my dog, bitch. That's who I want. That's
yes,
who I want. Give me
yes,
that Supergirl.
exactly what I want. And I was excited when I saw that. And then I'm watching the trailers and it's like, what happened here? What happened? What are you guys doing to us? It's not fair. You bait and switched us. And I'm kind of worried that we're not going to get that. And but it all depends on where the placing of this movie is within the timeline. If it's before Superman, then it makes sense. But I kind of feel like it's not because at the end of Superman, she was still drinking. So
I think it's gonna be a
it's,
hybrid, like you said. I think we're gonna
yeah,
start before and end current because that trailer shows the scene in the pod, and that's obviously when she first crashes down.
yeah,
So that's obviously before.
yeah.
So I think it's gonna be a hybrid of the two. But I'm gonna go into final thoughts here on Supergirl. I want to end with saying two things. One, I want to say if Superman was the movie that got people in the door, Supergirl has to prove that there's actually a house. That's why this has to do. Supergirl has to prove that there's a house behind that door.
It does. It
And what I'm
really,
afraid of is people are going to walk through that door that Superman set up. and realize that there is no house behind it, that there's just wood. Contractors have not come yet. You know,
Yeah.
there is no plan, there is no floor plan, there is no interior designer. There's just wood. And that is my worry. But I have to ask you, nerds. I have to ask: is Supergirl the right second movie for the DCU, or is the DC moving too risky, too fast? Let us know in the comments where you stand on Supergirl, and come back after you see the movie and join us, because I'm pretty sure we will have a full-fledged movie review.
Yep. And you know what? One other thing. I
Mhm.
don't know. I'm milling this through, but I might change it from Uncle Black to Grandpa Black. I'm not sure yet because it's a boy.
Congrats, man.
Grandson Black.
Congrats, man.
Haha, yes. But as we say in every episode, or as I say, drink up, my nerds.
Been early.